Hello students, I welcome you all for today's English Madhu App class. Tell me, how are you? Yes, I hope you all are fit and fine at your home. Students, in our last class we completed two parts of the topic A Great Son of India. And today we will discuss part 3 of part 2 of the topic A Great Son of India. So before going to start the topic, let us have a recap what we have discussed in our last classes. Okay? The reason of the eclipse of religion is unscientific and undemocratic practice of religion. Yes, we have discussed this. What is the reason of eclipse? Eclipse means decay. What is the major reason of the eclipse of the religion? Okay, next point, the ultimate truth of life is its transience. Life is just like a bubble. It is not permanent. Next point, everything in this world passes away. Nothing is permanent in this world. The parts of history. What are the parts? Have you remembered? Yes. Thoughts, our arts and thoughts, our deeds of heroism and political structure. Okay. Next points. Religion should maintain what? Faith of democracy. We have the sense of God-forsakenness because of the implicit awareness of ultimate reality. So students, this is all about our last classes, what we have already discussed. And today we will discuss the first 3 paragraphs. Now I will take a model reading of those paragraphs. All of you just open your books and look at the books while I am taking the model reading. Okay students? Para 1. By logical investigations and by personal experience, our great thinkers came to the conclusion that there is a beyond of which all this world is the expression. The Upanishads give us an explanation of this fundamental problem. They mention logical arguments and also experiences of men who bear witness to the reality of the Supreme. What we call the Vedas are merely the registers of the spiritual experiences of the great seer. Says Vivekananda, by the Vedas no books are meant. They mean the accumulated treasure of spiritual laws discovered by different persons in different times. They are therefore ever expanding. What is built forever is forever building. For Vivekananda, religion is yoga. It is personal change, adjustment, integration. It is not profession of a doctrine. It is the reconditioning of one's nature. It is not intellectual orthodoxy. It is awakening of the life of spirit in man. He wrote books on Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and asked that the goal of spiritual realization can be reached by any one of these different methods. Next, para 2. When we express the truths of spiritual life in intellectual forms, these latter are abstractions from life experience. They don't deal justly with the immensity and mystery of spiritual life. If we exalt the particular creeds over the universal truths, we tend to become intolerant. Intolerance is an expression of religious conceit and not humility. Next, para 3. We today speak of our secular attitude. We are not secular in the sense that we are indifferent to religion. We are secular because we regard all religions as sacred. We believe in freedom of conscience. Each soul has the right to choose its own path and seek God in its own way. Secularism requires us not merely to tolerate, but to understand and love other religions. Bearing in mind Sri Ramakrishnan's experience, Vivekananda said, "We Hindus don't merely tolerate. We unite ourselves with every religion, praying in the mosque of the Mohammedan, worshipping before the fire of the Zoroastrian, and kneeling to the cross of the Christian." Okay students, so this is all about your model reading of para 1, 2 and 3. Let us discuss the meanings of some unfamiliar words. Logical investigation. What is logical investigation? Inquiries of logic. So logic means to think in a proper way. To think in a proper way, that is the logic. Next, mention. Mention means state. Mention means to state something. Registers. Registers means records. Registers, records. Seer. Seer means sage, saint, or we can say hermit. Accumulated. Accumulated means collected. Accumulated means collected. Next, spiritual. Spiritual means of God, or we can say adhyatmikata. Spiritual अर्थ है adhyatmikata. Next, integration. Integration means equilibrium, or we can say समन्वय. समन्वय रखिबा हला integration. Next, orthodoxy. Orthodoxy means blind in own religion. Orthodoxy means blind in all religion, means we don't consider other religions, or we are thinking only our religion only. So we should not be like this. We should be liberal to each and every religion. Okay. Next, awakening. Awakening means raising. Doctrine. Doctrine means law, rule, or principle. Profession. Profession means to preach, or we can say प्रचार करिबा. Profession माने प्रचार करिबा. Abstractions. Abstractions means imaginations. Immensity. Immensity means extent of something or largely. Extent of something or largely. अत्यधिक मात्रा रे. Exalt. Exalt means to praise highly. To praise highly. Next, conceit. Conceit means self-pride. Conceit means self-pride or self-ego. Humility. Humility means humble. Humbleness, politeness, vinamrata. Secular. Secular means impartiality to religion. There should be no partiality in religion. Attitude. Attitude means way of thinking. Creeds. Creeds means system of religion. Tend to. Tend to means to be likely. Next, path. Path means way of religion. So students, these are the meanings of some unfamiliar words of para 1, 2 and 3. Okay? Okay students, now let us understand the paragraphs. Para 1. By logical investigations and by personal experience, our great thinkers came to the conclusion that there is a beyond of which all this world is the expression. Students, here beyond refers to some supreme power. Remember this? Beyond refers to supreme power. By logical investigations and by personal experience, our great thinkers came to the conclusion that there is a beyond of which all this world is the expression. This world is the creation of some supreme power. There is another world which we can't see, but we can feel this, we can realize this. There is the supreme power, or we can say the Almighty God. And for this supreme power, this world is the creation, or this world is created by this supreme power. And this thing is concluded by logical investigations and by personal experience. Okay? The Upanishads give us an explanation of this fundamental problem. What is the fundamental problem? The existence of the supreme power or the creation which is created by the supreme power. This is the fundamental problem and it is clarified by the Upanishads. The Upanishads give us an explanation of this fundamental problem. Or the Upanishad says that there is some supreme power and for which this world is created and everything is happening as per that supreme power. They mention logical arguments and also experiences of men who bear witness to the reality of the supreme. And who are the witness of that reality of the supreme? Yes, some logical arguments and experiences of men. They are the witness to the reality of the supreme. They have realized and they have given some logical arguments about that supreme power. What we call the Vedas are merely the registers of the spiritual experiences of the great seer. What are the Vedas? Vedas are the registers of the spiritual experiences. Or Vedas are the records of some spiritual experiences of our great seer. Says Vivekananda, by the Vedas no books are made. According to Vivekananda, by the Vedas no books are made. Veda konosi nidhishto bohiku buchae nahi. Vedas means everything. What do you mean by Vedas? They mean the accumulated treasure of spiritual laws discovered by different persons in different times. Vedas are the collection of spiritual knowledge collected by different persons in different times. Do you understand, students? What are the Vedas? Vedas are the accumulated treasure of spiritual laws. Vedas are the collection of spiritual knowledge. Okay? They are therefore ever expanding. That's why Vedas are ever growing, ever changing. It is a continuous process. What is built forever is forever building. It is built forever means it is ever growing, ever changing. For Vivekananda, religion is yoga. Very beautiful line. According to Vivekananda, religion means yoga. And what is yoga? It is personal change. Yoga means personal change, inner change, adjustment and integration. Adjustment, personal change and integration. That's why Vivekananda compares religion with yoga. It is not profession of a doctrine. Religion doesn't mean to profession, to profit a specific rule, a specific principle or a specific religion. केवल गोटे धर्म को प्रचार करिबा धर्म रिलीजन रो प्रिंसिपल नुह. It is the reconditioning of one's nature. It is the reconditioning, remodification of one's nature. That is the religion. It is not intellectual orthodoxy. It is not intellectual orthodoxy. Orthodoxy means blind in one's religion. So religion doesn't mean to remain or to believe in one's religion. We should be liberal towards other religions. It is awakening of the life of spirit in man. What is religion? It is the awakening, it is the raising of spiritual life in man. He wrote books. Here he refers to Vivekananda. He wrote books on Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. So Vivekananda wrote books on Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. And through these yoga or through by reading these books, by doing these yogas, we can achieve the spiritual realization or we can easily reach through this spirituality. Okay? Spiritual realization can be reached by any one of these different methods. By which methods? By Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. Next, para 2. When we express the truths of spiritual life in intellectual forms, these latter are abstractions from life experience. My dear students, we express the truths of spiritual life in intellectual forms. These latter means these intellectual forms are abstractions. Abstractions means derived from the life experiences. Okay? These these intellectual forms are the imaginations, or these imaginations are derived from the life experiences. We gain knowledge from our life experience, and our intellectual knowledge or intellectual forms developed from these life experiences. And when intellectual form developed, we know the truths of spiritual life. They don't deal justly with the immensity and mystery of spiritual life. These intellectual form, they did not deal justly with the immensity and mystery of spiritual life. There is no mystery. Intellectual form, it doesn't deal with the mystery of life, mystery of spiritual life. There is no ambiguity. Okay? If we exalt the particular creeds over the universal truths, we tend to become intolerant. If we exalt the particular creeds, if we give importance, if we will give the priority only a definite or a specific creeds or a specific religion over the universal truth. What is the universal truth? Yes, what is universal truth? Universal truth means all religions are equal, or we should look each religion equally. So we should not give priority to a particular creed or to a particular religion. We tend to become intolerant. If we will give the priority to a specific religion, then we will be intolerant. Okay? What is intolerance? Intolerance is an expression of religious conceit. Conceit means self-pride or self-ego. If we give the priority only to a definite religion, then we will be religious conceit and not humility. We will not be humble. We are not humble. We can't be liberal. Okay? Next, para 3. We today speak of our secular attitude. Today we are speaking about our secular attitude. What is secular? Secular means impartiality to religion. We are speaking that we are secular. But we are not secular in the sense, but we are not really secular in the sense that we are indifferent to religion. We are indifferent to religion. We are speaking that we are secular, but in our sense, in our works, in our mentality, in our thinking, we are not secular. We are secular because we regard all religions as sacred. When we are secular, when we will regard all religions as sacred. In our Hindu dharma or Hindu religion, we consider all religions as sacred. That's why our Hindu religion is said to be secular. We believe in freedom of conscience. Conscience means inner sense of what is right or wrong. We believe in freedom. There is freedom for conscience. There is freedom for conscience. Each soul has the right to choose its own path and seek God in its own way. There is freedom in religion. Everybody has got the freedom to choose his religion as for his choice. Okay? Each soul has the right to choose its own path, way of religion. Here path refers to way of religion, and seek God in its own way or search God in its own way. Secularism requires us not merely to tolerate. Secularism requires us not to tolerate, but to understand and love other religions. So my dear students, here secularism doesn't mean that there should be tolerance, but we have to understand. We have to understand other religions. We should love other religions and we should give priority and we should give prestige, respect to every religion. Bearing in mind Sri Ramakrishna's experience, Sri Ramakrishna, the guru of Vivekananda said, we Hindus don't merely tolerate. We Hindus, we don't tolerate, we unite ourselves with every religion. We unite ourselves with every religion, praying in the mosque of the Mohammedan, worshipping before the fire of Zoroastrian, and kneeling to the cross of the Christian. So students, here Vivekananda says, we Hindus, we give respect to each and every religion, and by going or praying in the mosque and worshipping before the fire of the Zoroastrian and kneeling to the cross of the Jesus Christ or the Christians. So students, here I will tell one thing. This is the great word, or this is the greatness of Vivekananda, that he preached, or he preached this thing to the whole world in his great speech at Chicago town. Okay, the greatness of the Hindu religion, that Hindu religion believes in the unite of all religion. Hindu religion gives prestige and respect to each and every religion. This is the essence of Hindu religion. Okay, so students, this is all about your para 1, 2 and 3. Now go for a test. Now dear students, let us discuss the answers of some questions. Answer in a word or a phrase. Question number 1. We get an explanation to the fundamental problems from dash. Yes, tell me. Very good. From the Upanishads. Okay. Question number 2. According to the great seer, the Vedas are, yes, tell me, the registers of the spiritual experience. Vedas are the registers of the spiritual experience. Spiritual experiences. Question number 3. Vivekananda compared religion with, yes, very good, compared religion with yoga. Question number 4. According to Vivekananda, yoga means dash, dash and dash. Yes, just remember there are 3 things. Yes, yoga means personal change, adjustment and integration. Okay. Next question. Question number 5. Which yoga have been discussed by Vivekananda? There are 4 yogas. Yes, very good. Jnana yoga, Raja yoga, Bhakti yoga and Karma yoga. Question number 6. What is intolerance? Yes, tell me. What is intolerance? Intolerance is the expression of religious pride. Expression of religious pride. Now students, the last question. According to Radhakrishnan, we are secular. Because, why we are secular? Very good. Because we regard all religions as sacred. Okay? We are secular because we regard all religions as sacred. Okay, students? Now there is a famous quote of Swami Vivekananda only for you. Okay? The famous quote of Vivekananda, there is no other spiritual teacher. There is no other spiritual teacher than your own soul. Your own soul is the best spiritual teacher for you. This is the famous quote of Swami Vivekananda. Okay, students, for today, your class is only this much, and in our next classes, we will discuss the later part of this topic. Okay, so for today, thank you all. Just keep learning. Thank you, students. Bye bye.